Alright, we got week number, I don't know what week I am on this swap now. Just a couple little things about my truck. As you can tell, I got new wiper blades that actually stay on there now. I went and got Napa ones. They work pretty good so far. I went and got an oil change at Valvoline yesterday, a place I always go to, and I had a very interesting experience. It was a good one. Basically telling me, it's like, yeah, I can't run synthetic oil like a gas. I gotta have, the 1540 diesel oil. So they're like, oh yeah, like look at it, it's got a diesel. And the other two guys came over and saw it. And they already know I've done this, so they're like, yep, he's got a diesel in it. So. And they used the oil filter like I told them to for a 5.9 Cummins, so that one in there, same size oil filter, same style. And we got nice clean oil. Already put just a few miles on it. I went about 3 months on that oil change. All my fluids are good. My radiator fluid's good. Brand new radiator's working great. At normal operating temperature when driving around, water temp's at about 80 degrees. No leaks, nothing down here. Oh, actually, you know what? It does feel a little wet. I'm gonna get my thing and tighten it down just a little bit. But I mean, it doesn't turn. Now I'll leave it. Felt a little wet. Oh, you know what? It's because I checked the coolant. Never mind. That's why it's wet. Brake flush. I still need to do a brake flush on the front wheels, so that's something we're gonna work on here pretty soon. But my biggest problem I've had for the past few weeks with this thing is this AutoZone wiper switch that came with the truck when I bought it about almost 3 years ago. Can't believe I've had it that long so far. But I got a new one in here. I got one from Napa. Basically, this is off, you'd be like that. They'd come on like, and then they'd stop. And you're like, nothing, not even like slow like it should be. And then you're like, hi, it comes on and stops. And then you hold it down like that, and it would come on. Well, when I was at Napa get my wiper blades, I went to test them out, and I wanted to test the sprayer out, which did not come on. And what happened is I ended up losing all wiper function. It just went and it stopped, and I heard this crackling noise, and then this piece of shit just fell apart. Like literally the things are all bent. Like this was just hanging with the plug. I was like, oh my god. And it actually, oh, I see it was shorting. Oh yeah, it just came apart completely. Yeah, see, it was like shorting out. That was like the main power. That's like the fuse or something. Or actually, it's like oh yeah, it's like the fuse. Gets too hot, it's like, heh. But yeah, this thing just freaking came all apart. Here's your center thing. Like it just wouldn't work at all. Oh yeah, this goes in here like that. There is a spring in here. It's actually in my thing. I don't even know where the rod went. Like the rod is just gone. I got it to pop back together. But yeah, so this is the AutoZone one. I bought a new one from Napa. It was like $50, but they work now. I replaced it on the side of the Napa building, so that's good. My turn signal switch, not the switch, but the pencil, the little knob has been loose since I first got this thing running and driving. Got this engine. My speedometer is slowly dying. I only have two things right here, and then this MPH thing is kind of dim on the top part. You know, how is this shit faulty when we got, like, you know, alarm clocks, the digital alarm clocks last for like 20, 30 years. The display never goes up, but anytime it's in the dash, just, no, forget about it. Nobody knows how to make them right. It looks cool for about 1,500 miles, and then it just goes to shit. So I think instead of going the digital route, I'm just gonna replace all of these gauges with the autometer ones. They're the like the silver and white kind of thing going on. So I'm just gonna redo all this, do autometer gauges. I'm gonna do the digital or electrical input. So I'm gonna reuse my GPS thing. That works great. That's fine. But it's just the display on this is a piece of shit. So I'll go with the digital, and that has a standard 8,000 pulses per mile or something like that. So that'll work just fine with any other gauge. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. But I'm gonna make my own thing for this. And I'm still on the hunt for a new steering column. Probably, I don't know, maybe this week or soon. I need to find a new one because this thing is just dicked. And then I got some wiring under there I need to clean up, and you know, just some odds and ends. I still need to get some carpet and whatnot, insulation. I am possibly going to get a job promotion here in the next month or so. So I'm going to be getting some extra cash flow. So that means that we're going to get some stuff going on here. I'm hoping the extra money I get will allow me to make double or even triple payments on that car there, so I can get him knocked off. And then that just frees me up big time, fund-wise. And then I can start getting this thing set up with an overdrive unit and whatnot. So, anyways, that's kind of the Sunday update for my truck. Still getting, you know, my MPGs. I've been getting probably less than 25 lately because I've been kind of driving a little aggressive with it. But if I drive conservative, I can get between 25 and 30 in the city. It tends to hang around 25 at the moment. Just because the time of day that I drive is when we got stop and go. So, but yeah, it's great mileage, and I'm hoping, and I'm being a little optimistic, but that when I get the overdrive unit and we get on the highway, we can drop this thing into its sweet spot doing 60, 65, and put us at about 40 miles to the gallon, even, or maybe even more. But I'm shooting for 40, so I think that would be pretty sweet. And then, so when I get my fuel cell behind, not in the cab, but behind me in the bed, I'm going to put a fuel cell there, remove the lower front tank, upgrade the rear tank to the 38 gallon from LMC truck, and then, of course, I got to remember to put a new breather straw in it so you can actually fill the damn thing up. Or I can make a new inlet for it. But that is the plan. I want to have at least 50 some odd gallons, maybe close to 60 gallons of diesel, so that when we got the overdrive and we've got all our creature comforts, we can just cruise across the country for 2,000-3,000 miles before having to fill up. So that's my initial goal with this truck, is to make it a freaking long hauler. And I know the seat here, this really helped out a lot with the comfort. I just need my air conditioning and overdrive. That'll be sweet, being able to split gears. And I'm going to keep this 4-speed. I actually kind of like it. I've been able to go to second gear at a little bit higher rate of speed when I'm like trying to make a corner. So I'm able to pop it in the second without it barking at me now. I don't know what has changed about it. Maybe it's a little low on fluid. But it just pops right in just normally. Doesn't grind. And it's been fine. So I think I might change the lube on it here pretty soon and throw a magnet in it, and then see how it does. I do want to actually replace this tranny with a new one, a new MP435, just because it's cheap, and this guy here, I don't know how many miles it has on it, but it works fine. And I want to upgrade my sound system even further, and new windows and seals. God, I got a lot to do. Okay, so I got some wires here I need to button up. I don't have any more tape. I'm gonna need to make a connector for this. Added some preventative failure anti-rubbage thingamajiggers on here. I've eliminated a bunch of like adapter stuff, and that might have taken care of the leak I had. I sprayed some Windex on them and nothing tried to get sucked in, so yeah, that held a lot longer this time. Just make sure it's all on there. I'm using vacuum hose from a Honda, and then just some stuff from the one, what's it called? Freaking Fastenal. The stuff I use from my airline. Oh yeah, when I did get my oil change, the dude was nice enough. Put a brand new drain plug on that bitch. So I'm really glad they did that. That's the other reason why I went and had them do it, because I wanted to get a new drain plug for it, and I couldn't get one from AutoZone, and they have them, but they'd have to order it, and I'm like, eh. And I told him, I go, hey, you know, while you're there, go ahead and change that out, and he did it anyways, so I didn't have to say anything, so that was cool. That's why I like that Valvoline, they're pretty nice. But I know them, so I get taken care of pretty good, especially when I bring this bad boy in, they take good care of it. But yeah, I could be cleaner. I really want to get some new wire and just redo it all, but I get tired of cutting and wasting wire. I think that'll be okay for now. This switch, this isn't really working how I want it to. I'm thinking of maybe just taping those off. Or really just taking those, putting them back somewhere, and running a couple wires, a little mini harness through the firewall, and wiring up my own switch for it so that I can turn this on when I feel I need it. So yeah, especially when I'm towing, I want to make sure it just stays cool. And of course, you know, when you're in stop and go traffic, you want to make sure it's just on. Yes, that's moving some air, sucking a little bit of air through there. But I almost don't even think that fan would be enough. I need to find a different way to have this come on automatically instead of having it come on, you know, like this. So that's something I'm going to work on here. I might even try, I might try something a little bit different. I don't know how it's going to work. Okay, so I extracted the thermal sensor from my old radiator. I have here a lighter. This thread. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Dude! It works. Okay, so I've broken off, kind of by accident, a end of this thing. It's not making good contact in the radiator, trying to stick it through, so I don't think it's going to work. So I tried bending it to make a curve around this, but with those little cuts in it, it's ends up killing it off. So I've got it. I know this hose can get pretty hot, and since this is going to be on metal here, I figured this guy's going to work pretty good. I just need just a little bit longer of a zip tie. So we're going to have to make 2 zip ties. This doesn't look too terrible, other than the fact that I'm using zip ties. I'm going to crisscross it. And I'm hoping that that hose gets hot enough to where this switch sees that. And it's like, alright dude, I'm coming on. Get this over like that. That guy's not really going nowhere. And then we're going to go just a little bit higher on the tacky level, just to make sure that guy stays on there. It doesn't come out. We don't want him coming off. Sorry dude, whoever wanted it. Forgot his name. I don't want it sitting anymore, and it actually looks pretty good. Got the lift. Love it. Now I need my side steps and the roll bar. Alright, so check it out. I'm getting ready to edit this video for you guys. And my truck, I do need to get some different tires. When it's wet and I go to let my clutch out, all my tires do is they spin. So, need some new tires. I do need to get a canopy or something for this thing to add some weight back here. That'll probably help a little bit. And you see I got my front bumper on there. It looks great with this lift on here. I think it looks better on it now. But I got something big for the rear end coming in. This rear end has taken a lot of crap. Not any severe abuse, just stupid shit, you know. But I want you to look at, well, it's kind of hard to see, but you see all this, and the thing is so grimy and disgusting. It's actually, the differential itself is leaking. And then I'm actually, when I get this all apart, I'm going to get a new, now that I found it, the right size seal for the tail shaft on the transmission, so that will stop leaking and I can top it out with fluid. But this whole rear end, we are going to pull out. Yeah, this guy here, you see, he's all wet right under there. It's all gooey. I'm going to yank this differential out of here. We're going to set it up on some sawhorses. I'm going to probably bring it out here, and I'm going to pressure wash the damn thing so it's down to bare metal. And then what we're going to do is pull the third member off of it. I'm going to well, the whole point of doing this is to change the gaskets on it and make it stop leaking, which those are the two main things. The other thing is, I just ordered a track lock limited slip differential for it, and along with that a gasket and some bolts and new bearings. So we're going to do a first hands-on, at least for me, rebuild on this differential. I don't think I'm going to go as far as to doing the seals and the bearings on the axle shafts. I'm hoping that we can not disturb those. If it comes down to it, I will do it, but I'm hoping not to. I just want to focus on the main problem is our leaking differential. And I'm not sure, but this thing might have an old worn out posi in it, or limited slip, because I remember one time I did a burnout here, I had both wheels going. Usually it's just one wheel, but sometimes I get both wheels. So I think maybe it has a limited slip, but it's worn out. That's okay, we're gonna get a new one in there. But basically I got the stuff for under 400 bucks, and I've actually really, even spending my money, I still have, I've got a little bit of cash, actually quite a bit, to get tools and extra parts and whatnot. So I think next week, look forward to this. Next weekend we're gonna pull the rear end off of this big guy here and give the rear end a little bit of a makeover. I'm gonna, like I said, I'll pressure wash it, clean it up. I'm gonna have Adam bring his welder over, and we're gonna weld the sway bar brackets on there like a some bitch. I'm gonna get some longer U-bolts too. Damn it, I should have ordered those on that summer. Go do it. Anyways, that is what we're gonna do next week. So this bad boy here is gonna get an LSD. I can't wait, because then I can do proper donuts when it snows. Not this half-ass one wheel doesn't slip, the other does. So that's what we're looking at for next week. Anyways, have a good one.